The Academy outcast who spent 3 months avoiding eye contact and mumbling single-word responses was about to become the most watched military cadet in social media history. But Jordan Hayes' transformation from invisible to legendary would happen in exactly 4.7 seconds. While her classmates snickered about the antisocial girl who treated her M4 Carbine like a religious artifact, they had no idea that Jordan's isolation wasn't awkwardness. It was preparation for a moment that would define her destiny. The shot that silenced 200 cadets was just the beginning of a mystery that would captivate millions. When the viral videos exploded across every platform, military experts couldn't explain how a standard M4 carbine had achieved precision that seemed to defy physics, and genealogy researchers discovered that the Hayes family name appeared in sniper records dating back to conflicts that were still classified decades later. If you believe that quiet determination can shake the world, hit that like button and tell us in the comments where you're watching from today. Jordan Hayes had perfected the art of being invisible. At West Point Military Academy, she moved through corridors like a ghost, always 3 steps behind her squad, never volunteering answers, never joining evening study groups where cadets bonded over shared struggles. Her responses came in single words when necessary, delivered so quietly that instructors often asked her to repeat herself. The other cadets had theories about Jordan's antisocial behavior. Some whispered she was homesick, others suspected academic struggles despite her perfect test scores. The popular theory was that she wasn't cut out for military life, destined to wash out like others who couldn't handle the pressure. What they couldn't see was how Jordan spent her free time. While classmates gathered in recreation rooms, she disappeared into the armory with her M4 carbine. She would disassemble the weapon with meditative precision, cleaning each component until it gleamed, studying mechanical tolerances with obsessive intensity. The M4 carbine wasn't just her assigned weapon, it was her sanctuary. She knew every specification: effective range of 500 meters, muzzle velocity of 3,110 feet per second, cyclic rate of 700 to 950 rounds per minute. But more than specifications, she understood the weapon's soul. Her isolation wasn't accidental. Jordan carried a weight her classmates couldn't comprehend. The legacy of a family name appearing in documents with classifications above most clearance levels. Her grandfather's service record was so heavily redacted, it looked like abstract art. Her father's military career had ended abruptly after an operation that officially never happened. The Hayes family had produced marksmen for 3 generations, serving in shadows, achieving impossible shots while maintaining impossible silence. Jordan's antisocial behavior wasn't personality, it was inheritance. The annual long-range marksmanship competition arrived with typical academy fanfare. Instructors presented it as the ultimate test of precision, designed to humble overconfident cadets. The challenge was brutal. M4 carbine shots at 600 meters, well beyond the weapon's standard effective range, requiring ballistics understanding most cadets hadn't developed. Cadet Marcus Rodriguez, the company's top marksman, studied the target setup with confident analysis. His group laughed, placing informal bets on performance. Jordan sat alone 30 feet away, methodically checking her M40 and making microscopic scope adjustments. She didn't participate in speculation because she knew something they didn't. At 600 meters, the M4 became less about the weapon and more about the shooter. When firing order was announced, Jordan was positioned near the end. Her classmates took turns with varying success. Some hit the target frame, others missed entirely. Marcus achieved the morning's best score, placing 3 rounds within outer rings and earning applause. As Jordan approached the firing line, phones appeared, not to document expected success, but to capture anticipated failure. The antisocial girl was about to provide entertainment for social media feeds, and classmates positioned themselves for optimal camera angles. Instructor Williams, a decorated veteran with 20 years combat experience, watched Jordan settle into shooting position. Something about her stance triggered recognition. How she adjusted the M4's stock, positioned her support hand, the breathing pattern preceding sight alignment. These weren't textbook techniques. They were refined skills passed down through generations. Jordan's finger found the trigger. The 600-meter target seemed impossibly small through her scope, a distant speck challenging even experienced marksmen with specialized equipment. But as she controlled her breathing and felt her heartbeat steady, distance collapsed. The M4 Carbine became an extension of her intention. The shot that followed lasted 4.7 seconds from trigger pull to impact. The .223 round traveled its ballistic arc with precision, defying statistical probability. At 600 meters, wind, temperature, and equipment variations should have introduced significant error. Instead, the bullet found exact target center with surgical accuracy. The electronic scoring system beeped once, displaying a perfect bullseye. Then silence fell over the firing line like a physical weight. Jordan chambered another round and fired again. Another perfect center hit. Then another. 5 consecutive shots, each one impossible, each one documented by phones that had intended to capture her failure. Marcus Rodriguez stared at the electronic display, his confidence cracking. Instructor Williams approached Jordan's position, his expression shifting from skepticism to amazement to alarm. He had seen exceptional marksmanship during his career, but this performance transcended skill. But phones were already uploading videos to social media platforms. Shaky footage of an unknown cadet achieving impossible accuracy with standard equipment began circulating through military communities, then expanded into mainstream social media. The hashtag M4Miracle began trending within hours. Military experts viewing the videos couldn't explain what they were seeing. Ballistics specialists ran calculations suggesting Jordan's performance should have been impossible with her equipment. Conspiracy theorists developed elaborate explanations involving secret modifications or stage demonstrations. But the most shocking discovery came from military historians researching the Hayes family name. What they found in classified archives would require phone calls to Pentagon officials and emergency meetings with intelligence leadership. Jordan Hayes wasn't just an exceptional marksman. She was the continuation of a bloodline that had served in sniper operations spanning multiple conflicts and classified missions. Her grandfather's redacted service record included notations about extraordinary precision capabilities and genetic predisposition for marksmanship excellence. The viral videos that made Jordan famous also exposed a family legacy carefully hidden for decades. The Hayes family had produced marksmen whose capabilities bordered on supernatural, serving their country while maintaining operational invisibility. By week's end, Jordan's footage had generated over 50 million views across platforms. Military recruitment offices reported unprecedented interest from young women inspired by her performance. Weapons manufacturers contacted Academy officials requesting permission to study how standard equipment had achieved impossible accuracy. But Jordan remained unchanged. She still ate alone, still avoided social gatherings, still spent evenings cleaning her M4 Carbine with meditative precision. Viral fame that had transformed her into a military legend hadn't altered her fundamental nature. She remained the quiet professional who understood that true marksmanship came not from seeking attention, but from perfecting skills in silence. Her classmates now approached her with mixture of awe and curiosity, but Jordan's responses remained characteristically brief. The M4 Carbine that had made her famous continued to receive her obsessive care. Because Jordan understood something viral fame couldn't change. Weapons were tools, but marksmen were born from generations of dedication, discipline, and understanding that some skills were too precious to be performed for applause. In a world obsessed with instant celebrity and social media validation, Jordan Hayes had proven that the most powerful performances come from those who perfect their craft not for cameras, but for the moment when precision matters more than popularity. Some legends are born in silence and revealed in a single shot. The 4.7 seconds that made Jordan Hayes famous were just the visible expression of a lifetime spent preparing for the moment when everything would depend on steady hands and absolute focus. If this story inspired you to believe in the power of quiet dedication over loud performance, please hit that like button, share your thoughts about hidden talents in the comments, and subscribe to our channel for more stories about everyday heroes whose extraordinary abilities emerge when the world needs them most. Because sometimes the most antisocial person in the room is actually the most prepared for the moment when antisocial becomes legendary.